Welcome to Wallace and Wire. Today we're talking about Mahathir's testimony in his defamation suit against Anwar Ibrahim.
Right, and this isn't just, another political spat playing out. We're looking at a serious legal battle happening in Shah Alam.
The stakes feel incredibly high here. Mahathir is directly pushing back against these alleged statements from Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, accusing him of, well, serious things.
Very serious. Tax evasion, illicit wealth accumulation. We're talking specific criminal allegations, not just general political mudslinging.
And what really struck me reading through the details was how Mahathir almost immediately used that platform, the witness stand, not just for defense, but to launch this broader critique of the current government.
Absolutely. He jumped right into claiming the whole power structure in the unity government is, well, fundamentally different now. Flipped, even.
Okay, so let's dig into that first, that political point he was making. He drew a really direct line between his last time as PM, those 22 months, and what's happening now.
He did. He was quite explicit. He stated that during his tenure, the Democratic Action Party, DAP, was, how did he put it, organizationally and politically below him.
A partner, sure, but definitely a junior one in that hierarchy he described.
Exactly. But the core of his testimony, or a big part of it, was this claim that under Anwar, that's completely reversed. He's actually saying DAP is effectively above Anwar now.
Which is a pretty explosive claim. What does that imply, according to him, about how the coalition is working, or maybe not working?
Well, the implication he's pushing is one of structural weakness in the current setup. He argues it comes down to the numbers, the coalition arithmetic.
Meaning Anwar needs DAP to govern.
That's his assertion, that Anwar's coalition can't stand on its own, so they have to rely heavily on non-Malay parties, especially DAP, for that stable majority.
And Mahathir sees that reliance not just as partnership, but as leverage.
Precisely. Leverage. The argument goes that needing their votes gives them undue influence, maybe over policies, appointments, things Mahathir suggests wouldn't happen under a more traditionally Malay-centric leadership. It's a political cost, he claims.
A cost that he argues weakens the overall Malay political position.
Yes, and that connects directly to the next big theme in his testimony, doesn't it? This idea that Malay political power is eroding.
Right, even though he concedes Anwar hasn't actually changed the laws or the federal constitution in any formal way.
Exactly. It's a more subtle argument he's making. It's about the difference between the law as written and how power is actually, exercised.
He used the 3R example for that, didn't he? Race, religion, royalty. That was quite pointed.
Very. He noted, okay, there are no new laws stopping discussion of 3R issues in Parliament or whatever, but, he says, look at what happens. The police still take action when certain things are said publicly.
So if there's no new law, what's the mechanism there? Existing laws.
That's the likely technical explanation, yes. Things like the Sedition Act, or perhaps broader executive powers aimed at maintaining public order. These tools already exist.
So Mahathir's point is that even without new legislation, the application of existing rules, or maybe just the threat of it, that creates a kind of chilling effect.
That seems to be exactly his argument, that this administrative action, or the fear of it, effectively shuts down or restricts dialogue, particularly around Malay rights and position. He's suggesting power is weakened not by changing laws, but by controlling the conversation through enforcement.
It's a claim that weakening can happen indirectly without needing Parliament.
Yes, which you could argue avoids the whole messy public debate that comes with trying to pass new legislation.
Now, the defense didn't just let that stand, did they? They pushed back, accusing Mahathir himself of being the one who divided Malay political parties in the past.
Oh, yes, they went there. And Mahathir had an answer ready. He immediately reframed it. How he claimed his actions, like forming a new party, weren't about dividing anyone. He argued it was actually an attempt to unite all the Malay parties. He positioned himself as trying to consolidate power, not fragment it.
Interesting spin. Okay, so from political power dynamics and enforcement, the argument then seemed to shift to something even more fundamental, national identity.
It did. This was fascinating. Mahathir basically accused Anwar of leaning towards, or maybe accepting, the Democratic Action Party's view of Malaysia.
Which is?
That Malaysia is, at its core, a multiracial country. Mahathir contrasted this with the view of Malaysia as primarily Malayland.
And this led to that key exchange, right, where the defense lawyer asked him directly, isn't Malaysia just factually a multiracial country? I mean, the population is diverse.
Seems like an obvious yes, doesn't it?
Yeah, but Mahathir's answer.
That was the kicker. He paused and then said, yes, but that is only a demographic fact.
Only a demographic fact. Wow, what's the political weight of a phrase like that?
It's huge. It's Mahathir drawing a massive line in the sand. He's acknowledging the reality, yes, many races live here, but he's strongly rejecting the idea that this demographic reality should define the political or constitutional identity of the nation.
So multiracialism is okay for the census form, but not as the guiding principle of the state, in his view.
That's the essence of it. It reinforces his whole argument about the supposed danger of relying too heavily on parties like DAP because, in his narrative, it fundamentally alters the nation's character away from its Malay core.
Okay, we spent a bit of time on the political theory he laid out, but let's bring it back to the actual lawsuit. This is a defamation case after all.
Right. And Mahathir himself tried to pull the focus back there. He seemed quite adamant that the defense shouldn't be allowed to just dredge up his entire political history.
He felt that was irrelevant.
He argued it was. He kept stressing that the real damage, the reason for the suit, wasn't about old political scores. It was about the specific alleged criminal accusations Anwar made.
The tax evasion and the illicit wealth accumulation claims.
Exactly, those specific points. He wanted the court to focus on those statements and whether they were defamatory and untrue, not get lost in decades of political maneuvering.
And he used a very personal point to underscore this, didn't he? About his age.
He did. It was quite a moment, apparently. He described himself as a centenarian and basically said he physically couldn't withstand hours and hours of questioning about 10, 15 years of political history.
Which sounds like an emotional plea, but it's also strategic, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's a way to pressure the court, perhaps gain some sympathy, but mainly to force the proceedings back to the narrow legal question. Did Anwar defame him with these specific financial crime allegations? It tries to cut off the strategy of burying that core issue under a mountain of general political history.
Makes sense. So pulling it all together, this courtroom battle really encapsulates the deep tension between these two figures, Mahathir and Anwar. But it's more than just them, isn't it?
Much more. It's become a stage for debating these fundamental issues. How coalition governments should work, the real influence of parties like the Democratic Action Party, and ultimately, what defines Malaysia's national identity.
Deep divisions are being laid bare.
Absolutely. And it leaves you, the listener, with a really provocative thought, I think. Given Mahathir's deliberate effort to steer the conversation back to the criminal nature of the allegations, the tax evasion, the wealth, could this actually succeed in shifting the public focus?
Meaning, away from just old rivals fighting again towards, are these specific financial allegations true?
Exactly. If the defense gets bogged down in history and doesn't effectively counter the specific financial claims, then Mahathir might achieve a key objective, regardless of the final verdict. He could cement the seriousness of those accusations in the public mind, elevating them beyond just politics.
That's a fascinating angle. It definitely makes this trial something we need to keep a close eye on.
Remember to like and subscribe for more videos like this.